Hello everyone, Becca Armstrong here, and happy Friday to you. I hope you've enjoyed a prosperous week full of great abundance and that you are ready to launch into an amazing weekend. Now, a lot of entrepreneurs work on the weekend. So if you are working this weekend, enjoy and expect an abundance, and also take some time to nourish and nurture you, because that which you're filled up with is what you send into the world. Now, I have a quote from Awakened Imagination from Neville Goddard, and I wanted to share this with you because it speaks to our topic here today. Man who is free in his choice of state often cries out to be saved from the state of his choice. Choose wisely the state that you will serve. All states are lifeless until imagination fuses with them. So have you ever felt as an entrepreneur, leader, visionary, there just isn't enough time to accomplish what it is that you want to or need to in your day? Perhaps you wake up and you have an established plan. You've got a schedule. You come out of the gates and you're running and everything's clicking. And then something happens. Somebody needs your attention. An emergency kicks in. Something becomes urgent. And you become called this way, that way. And by the end of the day, you're looking back over your to-do list and you see that maybe one or two things were accomplished and the rest of the things were unattended to. And it just feels defeating and depleting. Well, I want to help you solve that. I want to give you some resources and tools to align with your greatest outcome. Because it really isn't normally about doing all of the things on your to-do list. It's generally about doing the most important thing, the thing that is showing up in the now. Now, what it is that you give your attention to, your focus and your energy, where you direct your energy is what will grow and expand. Now, let's get into some belief systems here. If you're an entrepreneur and you're currently working for someone else, and your vision is to launch your business, or you've launched your business and you're building it, but you're still working for someone else, there may be a concern, a worry, a doubt, a fear that you're not going to have the time to do what you need in your business that day. You might say, what if I can't leave early? What if I have to work through lunch? What if I can't be on that call? What if I'm not able to? There are a lot of what ifs that can run through our minds. Now, those what ifs actually resonate within us. And it's that state that we become. And what we experience through the law of attraction and universal laws and principles of the law of vibration, the law of magnetic resonance, that which we are becomes the experience in which we have. So it's really kind of unpleasant, because if we have a worry, a doubt, a fear, we match that frequency, and then we become like that worry, doubt, and fear at a frequency level, and then we come to connect with that like experience in our day. So here's something that will help you shift that. It's Friday, and no matter what it is that you have planned over your weekend, you deserve to have fulfillment. You deserve to have fulfillment now. You deserve to have fulfillment in the next now, and in the next now, and the next now, and tomorrow, and every moment from this moment forward. So what I want you to think of is, what is your most important goal for your business right now? Not in the next 6 months or the next 12 months. I'm talking about what is the most important result for you and your business now. Now, imagine that that result has been fulfilled. It happened. You have that result. What comes out of it? What occurs? Perhaps the most important thing is for you to enroll 10 new clients. Okay, fantastic. If that's your most important thing to happen now, what comes out of that? Well, perhaps it's revenue that's generated. Perhaps it's proof of concept with your product or service. Perhaps it is an expanding referral network, because all of those wonderful clients are going to start telling people that they're connected with. What comes out of that result? Now, see, these are important questions, because it isn't necessarily about the result. It's what comes out of it that really matters most. It's what births from that result. Perhaps it's a feeling. When you've enrolled those clients or you've completed those sales, perhaps it's that you can relax, you can give yourself freedom, you can take Saturday off. So what is it that matters most to you? Not in achieving the result, but what comes from that result. You see, that's the end result feeling. That's the end result state. Now, to accomplish that state, you need to get into that state now. Now, that might sound a little strange, but I want to help you unlock the doorway to this. So, once you know what result matters most to you to achieve now in your business, and you know what comes out of it and how it feels for you, what you receive and what others receive from that result, bring that feeling and that awareness back into this now moment. And think about the most important action for you to take now. Now, when you're thinking about this, you might have 10 actions that come up, and you might say, well, ultimately I have to do all these things. Or I have to do this one thing, but it has 20 steps in it. Okay, so fantastic. Write them all down. Go ahead and write them all down to start off with. That's okay. Get it all on paper. Once you have it on paper, what I want you to do is to look at all of those things and say, if I had to choose one that would cause the other and influence everything, what is the one thing that I must do? Now, if you're like a lot of clients that I work with, that one thing may be the one thing you don't really want to do, okay? And that one thing has a lot of your freedom all locked up in it. And the more that that one thing sits on your to-do list, the more it's zapping your energy into worry, doubt, and fear. And I'll give you an example of this. Well, to achieve my results, I need to do these things, and this is the most important thing, but this is the one thing that I don't know about. This is the one thing that scares me. This is the one thing that makes me uncomfortable. This is the one thing I don't think I'm really good at. This is the one thing that I don't know how to do XYZ with. This is the one thing that I might be humiliated. This is the one thing that people told me I shouldn't ever do. This is the one thing that really is very risky. So we want to avoid that one thing, but that is the doorway. Let me see if I can pull something here out of my drawer. Okay, I have rubber bands here in my office drawer. Here's a rubber band, and some of you have seen me do this before. On this rubber band, we have, let's see, what do we have on this one? Oh, I like this. Okay, so if we can see it, if you can see it, we have control. This is the control side. Yes, it is control. And then we have freedom on this side. So when I pull them out like this, control and freedom look like polar opposites. Now, in universal laws and principles, this is the law of polarity. Okay, so you have polar opposites. You've got control and you've got freedom, and they appear to be polar opposites. Okay, but the truth is, this is a rubber band. This is a circle. Now, once upon a time, these were the same point, because I wrote this word together, and they are simply different expressions of the same point. So imagine if you want to get to freedom, and you're standing at the doorway, and you're standing in control, or you're standing in fear. Well, most of us try to avoid fear, and we try to avoid feeling controlled. And so we avoid something, not realizing that it's the same point as freedom. And it's this doorway of control that we're standing at, that if we step through it, that we step into the expression of freedom. You see, it's a law of polarity. Okay? And that which we avoid, the cave, as Joseph Campbell says, the cave you fear to enter holds the treasure you seek. Okay, and a lot of us lock this up with time. I don't have enough time to do the things that I need. You know, there's a study of parents, of children who required a lot of care. And one of the primary belief systems that was identified by these participants in the study was a belief that there wasn't enough time. Now, they measured the participants' telomeres, which are parts of our DNA that shorten and get shorter as we age. Now, those who had a strong belief and a life built around this belief that they didn't have enough time, biologically, genetically, their telomeres were actually shorter than their biological age mandated. So they were actually biologically, physiologically in their DNA older than when they had actually, than they should have been. And it's the belief system that they isolated. Okay, and then they had other people who were going through similar experience who didn't share that same belief, and they looked at the telomeres, and they were able to isolate the influence of belief. Perhaps you've read Bruce Lipton's books. He's published several, The Biology of Belief, or Dr. Joe Dispenza. He's written several books, Changing the Habit of Being Yourself or something, or Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself, I think is what it's called. But this belief around time is actually a way in which we measure change, okay? And it's subjective. It's the quantum continuum of time, and it's something that we now know in science actually moves around our observation. So if we're an entrepreneur and we are getting everything done and we don't feel like we have enough time, that will become a self-fulfilling prophecy. Our world will shift around and we won't have enough time. So here's how you bypass that. Let's go back to the results that you want, the outcome you know, and the effect and what comes out of those results, how wonderful it's going to feel. You're going to bring that state right back here, right now. You have a list perhaps of all of the things that you think you need to do to accomplish that result. And I've asked you to isolate one thing, and it may be the one thing that you want to avoid the most. And I want you to look at it and make a plan. You don't have to do all things. Just this one thing. Just this one thing. Actually, erase the rest of the list. Get rid of it. Now, I've worked with entrepreneurs and they say to me, oh my gosh, if I throw away my list, I'm going to forget what needs to be done. If it needs to be done, you can't forget it. It's going to get up in your face. It's going to call for your attention. When is it going to call for your attention? When it needs to be done. That's how it works. So that one thing that you know you need to do and you want to avoid the most is actually feeding your past results. It's feeding all of the worry. It's feeding all of the doubt. It's feeling all of the resistance that is standing between you and this result. And that is what's sucking the time away from your result. That's the only thing that's creating the gap. So here's the thing. Do the one thing. Do the one thing and do it scared. Do the one thing and do it imperfectly. Do the one thing and mess it up to start off with. You clean it up. That's okay. Do the one thing. Don't worry about how it looks, what comes out of it, what the result. Let all of the attachment to the how go, and just do the one thing. Make the phone call, set the appointment, put together the email sequence, get the CRM, the customer support system in the back end. Get the phone number, get the website, hire the web developer, do all of the things that scare you, but just do that one thing that scares you the most. Do the one thing that's on that list that you go, oh gosh, it really feeds and nurtures all of the things, but I don't want to do that one. Do it. It's going to release amazing, potent energy for you. And it's going to also introduce you to the you that is already the you that has this result. See, you can feel this result because there's a part of you that's already resonating with it, already experiencing it on some level. So it's time to be that person, not out in the future. The future is an illusion, just like the past is an illusion. It's time for you to be that person right here, right now. So here's a fun thing. I apply this to my life all the time. Yes, play on words, time. So I, in addition to being a psychotherapist, entrepreneur, and executive entrepreneur and leadership coach, I also am a volleyball coach. And I have the pleasure of coaching a club team and for 14-year-olds. And it's an awesome team, and we have a tournament tomorrow in Maryland. I live in Virginia, so we're going to be driving up to Maryland early. And this tournament probably will go to about 7 o'clock tomorrow night. So we're going to get up there at 7, we're going to leave, sometime between 6 and 7, and it's a really fun day. Now, I work out, and my family and we just started the Insanity program, which is by Beachbody, and it's pretty intense. I think that's how it got its name, Insanity. So we're on day 5, and we're supposed to work out on day 6. But I already have to get up early. And I like to do things like journal and meditate and set my intention and do all these things in the morning. I love to do that. And then Sunday is the day off in the program. So I thought, well, okay, I could just switch the day. I could do it on Sunday. I could get up extra early. Or I could do the real one thing I don't want to do, which is a 2-a-day. I grew up an athlete, and in high school, as we were getting ready to engage the season, we would do what was called 2-a-days. We'd go in the morning, take a little break, and go in the afternoon or the evening, and we'd have 2 workouts a day. Well, you know what? I could do that then, and that me is not really the different me now. I'm still that passionate. So I got myself my workout clothes on, I worked out, and took my shower. Here I am with you, and I'm actually getting ready to change just after we're finished here, back into my workout clothes, and I'm going for session number 2. So I'm completing day 5 and 6. On day 5, I'm going up, we're playing volleyball, and then I'm relaxing on Sunday and taking the day off. Now, this is where I'm not arguing with time. I know what I've decided. I know what comes out of these results. Yes, I love feeling strong. I like feeling good in my clothes. I like feeling healthy and vivacious in my life and my body. I know what comes out of these results. And I know the time moves around me. So I decided let's let it happen. Now, I also had a full schedule where there wasn't any room for these 2 workouts. I had planned 1. You know what? I set the intention. I focused on it. I put it in the day, and it's happening. So here's the thing. I was unattached to how. And, you know, a lot of people are saying, that's an intense, awful workout. You know, I mean, it's really, really arduous. And you're doing 2 of them? Yep. And I'm listening to my body throughout the entire time. So I'm still taking care of myself. It's still a strength building process. It's going to be fun. I'll post a picture for you guys afterward if you can bear with my sweatiness, and, you know, sometimes the mascara is running down the face. But the thing is, what we avoid captures and holds our energy, and it becomes the gap between where we are and where we want to be. So here's the thing. What do you do after you complete the one thing? Celebrate. Celebrate. That's energy of life expressing to and through you. Yes. Now, then ask yourself, okay, what do I want? All right, what's the one thing that I need to, want to, must, feel like I do, that I need to engage because it's aligned. Now here's the little critical piece, and it is little, but it's critical. It's not about your actions as much as the state that you are in when you take the action. When you are taking the action, you deserve and are designed to be in the state of the you that already has the result. So you're not taking the action going, well, I hope this really works out. You're taking the action saying, you know what, I know that this is aligned with my results and the feelings and all of the good that comes from it. I don't know exactly how that's going to come together and how that's going to express, but I know that I am absolutely unlocking the energy from this. I'm checking it off the list. I'm getting it done. And I am celebrating the expansion of who I am in this moment. Because this moment is the only moment. And this moment always feeds into and nurtures the new moment. So I am so excited for you to take action with this. Post your comments, your feedbacks. Do your one thing. Let me know what your one thing was, and at least let me celebrate you. It is a joy and pleasure to help you move from where you are to where you want to be. And if you need anything, you come see me at attractyourbestlife.com. There's a contact us sheet there and other resources. It is always my pleasure to serve you. Have a fantastic weekend. And I look forward to seeing you on Monday. We're going to keep this entrepreneurial series rolling. I've got some amazing, wonderful things to share with you. And if you have anything that you need, anything on your horizon next week, please post that in the comment feed here or send me a message. Let me know what it is, because this series is about and for you. And I want to be as specific to what you need as I possibly can. And you telling me what you need is what helps me do that. All right, take good care. See you Monday. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye for now.